Hello and welcome back to Shelf Center. This is Bryce. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If this is something you end up enjoying, you never know, it could happen. Anyway, I want to do a bit of a follow-up for my TBR that I did in the middle of the month-ish of September. For October's TBR, as I mentioned in that video, I'm reading Swan Song and I'm reading Sandman Act 2, but then what else am I reading for the month? I need your help, and so that's why I've asked for a bunch of recommendations, which I got. I've filled up a whole page worth. It's been great, but I had to narrow it down to 5 because I wanted to do a YouTube poll for what I will be reading for my final book. So I'll be posting this today, the same time as this video is going up. And but anyway, I wanted to kind of just do a really brief video because it just is part 2 of that TBR video. I left it to you guys for your thoughts on it. I kind of threw out some of my own thoughts, but tried to stay away from what I was actually suggesting here. So first, the biggest, I will say, the biggest draw, the biggest that got comments both on the video and on the Discord was Frankenstein. So Frankenstein, you better believe, is on the list. I have never read it. There were a couple of recommendations which I appreciated, like I Am Legend and Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. I've read both of those and loved them, so they did not make the list. Frankenstein's one I can't believe I've never read, so that's definitely on the list. The other one, the second probably highest recommended, was The Hike by Drew McGarry. So that one's definitely on the list as well. So those were the two very easy ones to put on my horror list. Then it was hard from there. I decided to just put Diamond Dogs by Alistair Reynolds. I thought it'd be fun to have a different kind of genre. It's science fiction, and see how that plays. And again, I didn't even know that was horror, and I'm very excited because I love Alistair Reynolds. I love his Revelation Space Universe, so that was an easy one to put on there. It was very hard to narrow down, though. There was one, Boys in the Valley by Philip Fracassi. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but Into the Heartwild recommended that, so I appreciate that. I had even mentioned in the video Night in Lonesome October, and then somebody came to the comments and said, hey, I was going to mention that one anyway. And so I could have counted it because it's technically, and I do want to read it, but that's again one where I figure eventually I will read it. But I did put Diamond Dogs on it, so anyway, I'm inconsistent. That's the only thing I can be consistent with, right? Okay. Another one that was mentioned was Carmilla. That's like this classic vampire story, but it's super short. I had it on my list anyway, so I didn't include this one either. I figured I might just throw it in anyway this month. We'll see if I can get to it. But anyway, narrowed this down. Wanted to keep this quick here to The Hike, Frankenstein. Those were the easy ones. The Hellbound Heart was recommended, and it's like, I mean, that's the Hellraiser, right? Like I've never read Clive Barker at all. Figured this is a great one. So I threw that one in. Diamond Dogs by Alistair Reynolds, and then The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. I just thought that was a good kind of mix of stuff. I don't really know because I haven't read any of them, but definitely horror stuff, some science fiction too, and I've liked some horror in my science fiction too. I've realized lately too. So anyway, that's going to be it. You check the community tab for the poll if it hasn't already bugged you already, but let me know which one should I read, and that's what we're doing. So this is the poll. I might even do another poll soon enough if I get to all these quick enough. So I'm already making my way through Swan Song. Started it day 1 of October, so this is it. We're in spooky season. We're in, we've got the horror month, and I am already so excited to be here. Swan Song, it's a long one. So I'm getting there. We're still getting introduced to yet another character, so one day we'll get there, and I'm sure it will be great. So I'm excited for that. But anyway, that's the end of the TBR saga. Whatever, but please let me know your thoughts, and please vote. It helps me just kind of narrow it down. Which one am I reading next? I really want to read them all, so maybe eventually I'll get to all of them. And again, I might get to more that was on the list too. So this is a great list. Great. It just cannot thank you enough or express my appreciation enough for all of your great recommendations. I wish I could get to them all, and I could only narrow them down really to like 5, and then because that's all the YouTube poll allows. I know there's other polling places you can use and link to, but you just don't get the interaction that you get by just a straight YouTube poll, and that's what I went with. So anyway, those are my 5. Let me know. Thank you so much, and thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and we'll catch you later. Bye.